Hi everyone, welcome to Dr. Vicky Writes. I'm Vicky. Nobody actually calls me Dr. Vicky, but I do have a PhD, and in this video I will be talking about how to execute your required analysis. So this video covers the 8th objective of the course, and you can find the course syllabus in the video description below. So before we dive in, I want you to think about what you might already know about executing your required analysis and about what you feel that you still need to learn or any worries and concerns that you have around this topic. And I recommend taking a minute to jot down the first few things that come to mind. So recall that I previously recommended spending 2 weeks on gathering your data and sorting out if it's primary data you need, i.e. data you've got to gather yourself, or getting access to it and sorting it out if it's secondary data that you need. Then I recommended spending 4 weeks on analysing your data while simultaneously writing up your methods and results in a kind of draft form. And those 4 weeks include the time that I've kind of allocated to selecting appropriate methods of analysis, which I also talked about in the previous video. And if you're doing a PhD, that equates to 20 weeks on sorting out your data and 33 weeks doing your data analysis alongside writing up your methods and results in a rough form. Data gathering and cleaning is actually like a huge but kind of overlooked and maybe underestimated part of any research project, if you think those time frames seem quite long. So by the time you get to this stage of executing your required analysis, you've of course already selected the methods of analysis appropriate to your project, as I've previously also discussed. And hopefully like your course that you're on has prepared you in many ways to execute your analysis by teaching you about, for example, like the software that is most commonly used in your field. If you have, well, by now you should have read like 3 to 5 method sections in detail of journal articles, and you might have noticed that at the end, at the very, very end of those sections, it often states which software the researchers actually used to execute their analysis. If you don't remember seeing that, go back and have a wee look just to see. It's usually like one sentence right at the very, very end before the results. So let's say now that your raw data is sorted and you're ready to go, and you've got your analysis plan down, which your supervisor has looked over, which includes which software you'll use to do your analysis. You're now at the start of the 4-week block of analysing your data while simultaneously writing up your methods and results. So the next thing to do, you might not actually be at the start of that 4-week block, but just imagine that you are. So the next thing to do is get out the 3 to 5 journal articles that you use to select your methods of analysis in the first place, and try to match up their methods, only the ones that you highlighted as the ones that you're going to use as well, with the results. So usually you'll be able to kind of see that like each wee description of methods, especially maybe in like the statistical analysis, well, not even, they should kind of have a bit from the methods to match a bit with the results for almost everything that they write in the methods. Yeah. So the point of doing that is to gain an understanding of what your results section needs to include. So for example, do you need ideally to have a baseline characteristics table? Or do you need a graph of some form in there? Usually one at least is nice. What kind of graphs do people in your field seem to produce. What results should each of your methods produce? Like if you're doing a regression analysis, you're probably going to have some type of table. And then once you've got a good idea of what results you need to produce, then you can start your analysis. Again, I would usually write a wee list of what I'm going to try and get through in my analysis, but you can do whatever suits you. So remember that it's a good idea to simultaneously write up your methods and results as you go, instead of doing all of your analysis but not writing up any results or writing up any of the methods and leaving it all until after your analysis is fully done. Because what even is fully done? But I'll talk about that more in a future video. So that just covers the basics of executing your required analysis. And if you have any questions about any of that, please put them in the comment section below. Or if you'd prefer, you can email me at drvicky911@gmail.com. Also, please think about, did I clarify anything for you? Did I address any worries or concerns that you had around this topic? Do you feel that you've learned anything new that will be of value to you? And how does what I've covered relate to your own personal situation? I'll check and respond to comments every second weekday, and I'll try to get around to responding in some way to any emails I get sent. Thanks for watching. See you next time.